Alright, welcome to the installment Guide to Attacking a Zone or possibly an entrenched position. Number 1. Know what is there as best you can. It means recon it or have an idea of what could be there before you attack anything. Never attack anything blindly. Number 2. Your first wave should crest as 1. So rather than shuffling in 2 tanks and then 2 more tanks and then your ATGMs, it all needs to be one force so that they can open up their volley all at the same time. Your first wave should consist of heavy tanks and medium tanks. ATGMs should follow your tanks, right? Your heavy tanks soak up the armor, and your medium tanks with a smaller profile are harder targets for the enemy to hit. AA should bring up the rear, right? If possible, infantry team and other vehicles, possibly medium tanks, should be flanking. You should deploy supply vehicles directly to the front line, so your first reinforcement should be supply vehicles. If you're going after a spawn zone, bring a command vehicle to either neutralize it or take ownership of it. Bring extra recon. You do not need artillery, but if you bring it and you use it, realize that it will make your actual attacking force smaller in size. If you use mortars, they're cheap and they can be effective against soft targets. If the loss to your bombers will be minimal, then bring in bomber support. If you're winning the battle, then bring in reinforcements and clear the zone. If you need to retreat, reverse to the nearest safe position, which we'll show you. And sometimes that's only 100 meters to the rear. Use the reverse feature so they back up and they continue to fire. Your tanks don't expose their rear armor. And you don't have to fall all the way back a kilometer to some, quote, safe zone. Remember, if you do have to retreat, the enemy is hurting as well, and they're actually quite thankful that you're backing up so that they can resupply themselves. And finally, do not attack a third time. If you've attacked it twice, you are beat. Look elsewhere on the map. And one key thing here that is not mentioned is actually before number 1 is decide if you really need to attack the zone that you are going to attack. Can you go around it? Is it a points game and you can get the points somewhere else? If it's a total destruction, can you attack a zone? Let's say if there's 2 zones, one of them is a spawn zone. Maybe we definitely don't want to attack that spawn zone first, but maybe it's so crucial for them that it would really cripple them. So there's a lot that goes into deciding your attack. Alright, with that being said, we'll demonstrate this here in an actual battle. Okay, so we have the battle group formed here. You can see there's AA, ATGM teams, a heavy tank, 3 medium tanks, ATGM vehicles, HEMETs, and a command vehicle. And we're going to attack the zone just ahead of us on the road. Now, this is we have an idea of what will be there because the game is just starting, the battle is just starting, and the enemy can only get to Papa so fast, same as us. So you've all played this 10v10 before. We can expect road speeds being averaged out that will arrive. If we were to both drive on the road, we'd arrive somewhere in the middle of Papa. So we're not attacking an entrenched position. We don't for sure know what is there, but we have an educated idea. So in this example, we won't recon out this zone first. So as you can see here, I'm microing some of the ATGM teams, the tanks, the recon, the AA, because I don't want Artie to slam and hit all of my units and have them all stunned. which you'll know as well as I do that some players will just bomb that road right there blindly. So you have to be aware of that. Alright, so they've captured the zone. I need to neutralize it, right? They can now spawn in over on the left. There we go. They're already spawning in tanks. Go ahead and unload my ATGM teams. Things start to get a little chaotic. I'm okay with moving my VAB up to this bush here. I don't want to stop it in the middle of the open, and I don't want to fully retreat it. I have to neutralize the zone, so I'm taking a risk here. They didn't bring any recon in with their tanks, so they can't see that VAB PC there. And now my ATGM teams and my medium tanks will make quick work of the tanks that they brought in, while I keep my strikers on the right attacking any sort of forward position. So everything right now, I've used the attack button on. So when it runs out of targets, it'll move forward automatically and find new targets. You can see the very first vehicle I brought in is a resupply vehicle. I'm confident to bring in the resupply helicopter, A, because it's out of range of the Strela that we just saw, and B, because it will have to be manually fired upon. And right now my opponent is just scrambling to bring in his own resupply units. He's probably out of money because he did just bring in 12 tanks, one of them being a BMP-T, an $80 tank. So he's flat broke right now, and anything he can call in has to come all the way up from way down the road. So what I'm doing here is just clearing out what they have left. All my tanks are still alive, save one STVR. AA's doing good. The Bradley recon is on the right flank, getting side shots. And there we go. Now, moving the Bradley up to see what else is on there. We know they have a command, yet we can't see it, right? So we need to keep our recon moving up. We need to reorganize a little bit. Some of our units are repairing. There we go. BMPT down. We don't want our strikers to be the very first ones to engage anything, so what we need to do is get this Abrams up there and the Swedish STRV tanks. Okay, the Bradley is continuing to move up. As it lights up units, it will engage them with its ATGM vehicle and its autocannon. Alright, so everything's up to full health. We're ready to clear this zone. We still have 95% of our army, and we know that the opponent has, I don't know, less than 50%, and whatever he still has not been resupplied. So here we go, command vehicle lit. Let's give the attack move order to our strikers and our tanks. Okay, those Conquerors vehicles are going to be a real problem. My striker cannot engage that. That's an infantry team. So let's get the autocannon of the Bradley on that. Excellent. Okay, he's retreating his CV, or he's moving it a little bit further back, thinking I don't see it. Alright, and now some friendly air has come in since we opened this zone up and helped clear it out for us. Okay, so right now you just you set up, you count your casualties, you reinforce your lines, and take a look around the map for what you're going to do next. What's interesting about this is that we decided to attack here, knowing that there could be at least one army, if not more, and we succeeded. What I'm showing you here now is the complete opposite side of the map, same battle, and you can see I have the exact same army, right? But what is different here is that the enemy already has complete control of the zone that I'm going to go attack. You can see I have my Marine Jaeger recon in place, and nothing is lit up. This doesn't mean there's not enemies there. It just means that if they're there and I can't see them. So what happens is I attack this zone knowing absolutely nothing about what went on there, just thinking I could have a repeat performance, and my army gets completely wiped out. I bring in a second wave, and it gets completely wiped out, and I don't try again. Was it necessary that I attack Juliet? Absolutely not. And that's the difference, that one army can be victorious on one battlefield and suffer catastrophic defeat on another. A later installment will be regrouping from a loss. Hopefully you will never need to refer to that video. Everyone, have a great day.